Good morning. Welcome to Unity Longmont Spiritual Center on this beautiful day, November 22nd. And we are blessed today to have Jenny Hook speaking with us and Faith Halverson-Ramos sharing her music and voice with us. So we'll begin with a piece of music, Faith. Thank you.
Grateful for the morning, grateful for the sunlight on my face, grateful for the feeling, grateful for the knowing, grateful for the love that's in this place, grateful for believing that love is all there is. That love is all there is. Grateful for the morning, grateful for the sunlight on my face, grateful for the feeling, grateful for the knowing, grateful for the love that's in this place, grateful for believing that love is all there is. That love is all there is. That love is all there is.
Thank you, Faith. It's at this time that we go into prayer together by taking a breath. Beloved presence, we are always grateful to be joined together. And as we enter into Thanksgiving week, we're reminded even more fully of what we are thankful for. It's been a challenging year, and yet that has enabled many of us to slow down, to take a breath, and really assess what's important to us. And as we've just been reminded, love is all there is. We have a choice on which we focus, the love or the darkness. We make that choice again and again with your guidance. And so it is. And another piece of music.
We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. And if you want to join together with me in singing, you can. We'll join together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. Joy, 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 joined together, together in joy. Joy, 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 joy together, together in joy. let's join together in peace for our last verse. We are brothers, we are sisters, join together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, join together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, join together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, join together in peace. Peace, 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 join together, together in peace. Peace, 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 join together, together in peace.
Thank you, Faith. And it's at this time that Jenny Hooks will provide us with a talk and meditation.
Good morning, Jai Guru Dev. I honor the divine within each of you and how fortunate we are to know that each of us are divine. Could you imagine 2020 not knowing God's presence in your life, not being on a spiritual path? To me, that sounds like the greatest nightmare. It's almost unimaginable. And I have a nursing colleague, and she went to nursing school at a young age and became an LPN, and then a 2-year RN, and then she got her bachelor's, and now she's in her 50s and she's planning to go to graduate school. But we home health nurses don't work closely together. So I see her in the office, and she's always the person I call like once a week just to check in. Because I admire her, because she's so knowledgeable nursing wise, and she provides nursing with caring and compassion. And she knows that the highest level of work we do is not changing the catheter or providing education. It's being present with our hearts to provide care. So I'm talking to her on the phone, and we were talking about these articles we've seen and heard about, ICU nurses describing people who deny the existence of COVID as they're dying from COVID. And she said, the first nurse I ever worked with said to me something that I have never forgotten through my entire career, which is, never underestimate the power of denial. And I thought, yes. And it just occurred to me that this denial must come somewhere through a lack of a connection with the divine, because denial is about fear. If somebody is in hospice, a family member in hospice, and we can't admit that they're dying, it's because we have so much fear that we can't imagine life without them. So what a level of fear it must be to be in an ICU bed and say, I'm not dying of COVID. And I spent a lot of time thinking about, for a few days, this whole idea of, how does anybody get through 2020 without knowing, without being on a spiritual path? And that became the focus of my thinking of Thanksgiving and gratitude. The thing I'm most grateful for is to be on a spiritual path and to have people like you that I can share my journey with. You know, Steve Jobs, I don't know if any of you have read his book. I haven't read it, but I've heard clips read, and I've read little pieces of it. And he talks about being in the most expensive bed in the world, referring to a hospital bed, as he is close to his death, and that he had money, and that he had planes to drive him privately. And he had all these material things that turned to dust. And he had missed this opportunity in life to learn about connection and about love and to, he felt empty at the end of his life. Could you imagine Steve Jobs with everything that he had and all of that he had accomplished, and to say, there's such an emptiness? And how lucky we are. We will not know that experience because we know that there's a higher power, and we know we're not alone. And we take steps to create that connection and to expand that connection. And no matter how much money is in my bank account, I guess that makes me about the luckiest person on the planet. So as we begin, let's take 3 breaths together. And on the first breath, as we take a deep breath, just take in calm and peace. And on the second breath, breathe in joy. And on the last breath, breathe in gratitude. Gratitude for all that is. So last night I wrote this talk, and I was sitting here facing the other way, facing my altar. And I read these words, and it said, you have a big list of what love should be, and you get lost in that list. Then when love presents itself, you don't perceive it. And I thought to myself, so COVID may be love. It may be an opportunity being provided us to go within, to simplify our lives. What else in my life have I defined as bad or negative? And in fact, I was given an opportunity to do things differently, to see the world differently, to quiet my mind, whatever it is. I do have a big list of what love should look like. I thought love should be sweet and kind and maybe somebody taking care of me. But actually, love may be stand up and get on your own 2 feet and do what you're supposed to do. It can be grabbing a child's arm roughly and pulling them out of the street so they're not hit by a car. So I'm going to encourage myself and all of you this week to just keep that question in your mind. What is love and what does it look like? And one of the first questions that came to mind is, perhaps it's all love if we choose it to be love, and to learn from each experience, and to surrender each experience, and to have faith that all is well, despite what our mind is telling us. And boy, my mind tells me a lot. So I have to slide down into my heart and see the world through my heart. And I think from there, I may be able to let go of my list of what love looks like and accept everything as love. So I want to talk about some of the events of this year. We had many big fires, Australia, Brazil, and even in our own backyards in Colorado and California and along the entire West Coast. And trees were burning. And trees are the lungs of the planet. They absorb carbon dioxide by removing and storing carbon while releasing oxygen into the air. In 1 year, 1 acre of mature trees absorbs the same amount of energy that is, I'm sorry, gosh, I'm stumbling here, absorb the same amount of carbon dioxide produced when you drive a car for 26,000 miles. That's pretty amazing to me. Trees clean the air by absorbing pollutants, and they filter particulates by trapping them in leaves and bark. In 1 year, an acre of mature trees provides enough oxygen to sustain 18 people for a year. Trees provide food, they mark the seasons, and they heal. People in the hospital heal faster with fewer complications when in their hospital room there's a window and they can see trees outside. Trees bring joy, blossoms, a canopy for wildlife, a place for a tree house, a swing, or a sturdy structure for climbing. Trees are the original playground. The lungs of the earth have been reduced with wildfires and climate change. And then along comes the novel coronavirus. And what does it do? It attacks the lungs of those who contract the virus. This mysterious virus where some get sick, some have no symptoms at all, and others die. This tiny virus, which when magnified, looks like a tree. It has a trunk with branches on it, and on the branch sits a ball, and the ball has these little things on it, shoots or leafy growth that cover its surface. And I'll admit that this tree may look more like a tree from a book written by Dr. Seuss than the one in your front yard. It is a tree nonetheless. And Mother Earth has a fever. The lungs of the planet are coughing and choking. And now, like Mother Earth, the people of the planet are becoming feverish and having trouble breathing. The entire world, this entire planet, has been humbled by a virus that is 0.000008 inches. That's pretty tiny to be humbled by something that we can't even see. And so, what is the message in this? And I think each of us needs to pay attention and ask, what is this virus teaching us? What is the planet teaching us? What is ours to learn from fires and climate change, COVID-19, and from sweet Mother Earth? And as always, we have a choice. We can go into negativity and depression and fear. It's very easy to do. People are once again buying up toilet paper. Surely it must be a sign of society's unresolved childhood involving Freud's anal stage of development. Or maybe it's fear or a desire to feel secure no matter what happens. Does having a nice stock of toilet paper contribute to our sense of well-being and security? Well, I'm going to take my advice from Steve Jobs and think no matter how much toilet paper I have in my pantry, I'm probably going to feel a sense of emptiness if that's all that I have. So, how do we choose to live our lives with positivity and gratitude? How do we quiet the inner critic and find compassion for ourselves and others? And as somebody who lives mostly alone, the critic wants to be my companion. And so I have to change the dialogue. I believe that now is the time to strengthen ourselves, to expand and grow as we socially isolate, refrain from hugging, and avoid large family gatherings. And I too believe that as we heal individually, if we choose that as our path right now, we are healing the planet. When we go into the silence of our hearts and discover our true self, we grow in wisdom and compassion. When we go into our heart, we leave behind our ego and our pride. We let go of the ways that we manage our image, the way we want the world to see us. And when we operate from the heart, we develop gratitude. Gratitude for all that is. And we practice kindness. And that improves our attitude. And we find new ways to serve. And this has been a struggle for me because the way that I feel the most positive and the most gratitude is through service. And all the while that I think I am serving children and their families, they are serving me. The joy that the children have, the unawareness of how the world has completely turned around on itself and is doing everything differently because of COVID. And they're just happy because their parents aren't going to work and they get to make cookies with mom. But when I'm at home alone, how can I serve? How can I bring myself out of that space of whatever my inner critic is telling me, or feeling lonely or sad? And we forget the power of prayer, and that prayer is one of the greatest services that we can do. We don't have to be serving food at a soup kitchen. We don't have to be at the bedside of someone sick. We can go into silence and into our hearts and send them love. And that is a beautiful and great service. And equally, and sometimes maybe even more important than what we do in the physical world as we offer service. And then we can call a friend and we can tell them, I want you to know what you appreciate about me, and share with them a sweet memory from the past. And as we make that call and we share that beauty of our relationship, we quiet not only our own inner critic, we also quiet theirs. And there's this whole science of kindness. And just telling someone what you appreciate about them not only makes the teller feel better and release endorphins in their brain, it also affects the receiver. And they too have a chemical neurological reaction and feel better. Something else that makes us change the neurochemistry of our brain is when we observe somebody doing something kind for someone else. So I encourage you to this week to be kind and to observe the kindness in the world around you and pay attention to all that is good in the world. We must choose happiness and not the fleeting happiness that might come when we get a promotion or we buy a new car or we're excited by some material uh, gain in our lives. We must choose the happiness that is eternal and lasts forever. That is the happiness that comes from developing our relationship with the divine. And in order to develop that relationship, we must have faith. We must have faith that despite all appearances, that all is well and that everything I need is being provided by the divine. And as Thanksgiving approaches, can we find more to celebrate than we have to gripe about? If we allow ourselves, we could go down that path of negativity with ease. We could just slide right down that hill. But if we wake up every morning and we set our intentions to move towards the happiness, to move towards kindness, we have an opportunity to make COVID-19 a blessing that has enhanced our relationship with the divine and helped us to grow in wisdom and compassion. When you get out of the car, if you're making a quick trip to the grocery, put on your mask and smile so that the light in your eyes shines to the world. See yourselves with your heart open, shining as you walk through the store, offering your light to everyone that passes you as you walk through the grocery. A couple of weeks ago, I sent my sister some flowers in Ohio. It wasn't her birthday, it wasn't a holiday. I was sending flowers to someone for their birthday and thought, I'm going to send my sister flowers. I was so tickled at the thought of her getting this surprise. And I had to wait 2 days from the day I ordered it till the day it arrived. I just kept thinking about it and I couldn't wait for her to receive those flowers. And I thought I was doing something for her. And all the while, it was a gift to me. It brought me joy. And we don't always have to give things that cost money, but there's ways that we can give to surprise someone else. Send them a favorite memory, a song, whatever it is that you can surprise them with. And then as you anticipate they're receiving that gift, feel that joy and love for that person in your heart. And your neurochemistry improves and your ability to see the divine in other places in your life is enhanced. And you become a source of healing for others. And as my favorite prayer of late has been, the mystic saint, Saint Teresa of Avila, may we know peace today. May our hearts remain open today. May we remember who we are today. May we be healed today. May we be a source of healing for others today. May we rest in the breath of God today. And so it is.
Thank you, Jenny, for your service. And we'll have a piece of music from Faith.
To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time of love, a time of hate, a time of war, a time of peace. A time you may embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time to love, a time to hate, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven.
Thank you, Faith. And Jenny will lead us in a meditation.
So sit back with your back straight, your feet planted on the floor. Feel your legs strong, grounded, and see your legs begin to turn into a tree with roots extending out of your feet and ankles into the earth. Feel the earth providing stability and gathering nutrients. from the roots extending from your lower extremities. And feel the core of your body expand as you see yourself as a tree. And notice that you are always drawn to the light. You are always stretching and reaching for the sunlight. Feel your strength. And like a tree, see yourself serving others as you grow taller and stronger, and as your branches are extending. You provide shade and coolness to the hot and the weary. See fruit growing from your branches. Share the fruits of your spiritual journey with all those who are attracted to your light and strength. Sway and dance as the wind blows the leaves. Clean the air around you as you absorb any toxins or pollutants in the air. Just your presence, just your beingness is a source of healing. And even as storms arise, you are aware of your power and your strength, and you know that behind the clouds, the sun is still shining and the sky is still blue. Know that you can sway and bend and not break. And even in the storm, you provide shelter to wildlife seeking a safe haven. Be your truest self, your holy and divine self. Be the lamp of the Lord, bringing light to all those that are drawn to your beauty. Let all illusions of weakness fall away. Because in your heart, as the divine, there is no weakness. It is just illusion. As you expand the love and light within you, may all illusion fall away. So that you are present to the world as your divine beauty. And whenever you're ready, taking all the time you need, and bring your awareness back to the room, to your feet planted on the floor, the seat beneath you. and your heart shining, filled with love. And so it is.
Thank you, Jenny, for calming us and for expanding our consciousness today. And we will finish with another piece of music from Faith.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. So grateful. I am so blessed. You are so blessed. You are so blessed. Be grateful for all that you have. You are so blessed. You are so blessed. Be grateful. You are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. So grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. So grateful. We are so blessed. So grateful. We are so blessed.